It is official, guys. I'm excited to announce that I am Team Titleist.
Imagine this, a golfer who isn't ranked inside the top 100 in the world, who hasn't made a fortune in prize money, who doesn't show up on PGA Tour leaderboards, is suddenly pulling more attention from young fans than some tour pros. His name is Micah Morris. To traditionalists, he's just a YouTuber with a decent swing. To golf's next generation, he's one of the most influential voices in the game. But here's the real question. Just how did he get to this point? And what about his rise has made the PGA so uneasy? That's the story we're about to uncover. Identity reveal and origin story. Micah Morris isn't the flashiest golfer you'll ever see. He doesn't launch drives like Bryson, and he's not cashing million-dollar checks on the tour. But here's the thing, Micah's audience doesn't care. On YouTube, he has built a channel with over 500,000 subscribers, and his videos regularly rack up hundreds of thousands of views. For context, that's a level of reach some PGA Tour broadcasts would envy. And it's not just numbers. Micah's authenticity, humor, and approachable style connect with fans in a way that polished, commentary-heavy PGA telecasts often can't. So how did a small-town Oklahoma golfer get here? Micah grew up in a small town in Oklahoma, where golf wasn't just a hobby, it was a dream. He started young, fell in love with the game, and chased the traditional path. He worked on his swing, played competitive junior events, and built the kind of fundamentals that showed real promise. By the time 2020 came around, Micah decided to make it official. He turned professional. But the pro grind is brutal. The traveling, the entry fees, endless cutthroat competition. It eats most players alive. For Micah, the reality was humbling. His official earnings on developmental tours added up to just over $1,400. He had the talent to shoot under par, but not the consistency to climb the ranks. For many golfers, that would have been the end of the story. But for Micah, it was only the beginning. First breakthrough, YouTube emergence. While his pro career stalled, something unexpected started happening. Micah became part of a group of young golfers experimenting with YouTube. That group was Good Golf. Together, they started uploading matches, challenges, and collabs. The chemistry was instant, friends joking around, hitting impressive shots, and inviting the audience along for the ride. This wasn't golf like you saw on the PGA Tour. There were no hushed commentators, no stiff collars, no rigid traditions. It was raw, casual, and fun, and people loved it. Good exploded, becoming one of the most popular golf content channels online. And right there in the middle was Micah, known for his smooth swing and competitive streak. The PGA had no option but to take notice. Because while its own product was struggling to connect with younger, digitally savvy fans, Micah and his friends were pulling them in by the millions without a single network deal. Independent growth, going solo. But Micah's story didn't end with Good. In November 2022, Micah officially announced he was leaving Good Golf with a video titled "The Truth About Me and Good." He cited creative differences and the desire to pursue his own path. Walking away from such a massive platform wasn't a decision he took lightly. Many wondered, would he vanish without the group's support? Instead, something fascinating happened. His own channel took off. Fans respected his honesty, and the move only deepened their loyalty. While some were disappointed at his departure, most rallied around him, seeing it as a chance for him to grow on his own terms. It proved fans weren't only following him because of Good. They wanted to see Micah's smooth swing, his calm presence, and the personal touch he brought to the game. He wasn't just another member of the crew, he was carving out his own identity, and people were eager to support it. That ability to step away and still thrive is what makes him stand out. It's also why he's seen as a potential threat. You see, the PGA can shape how tour players are covered, but it can't dictate the reach of someone like Micah, who built his platform outside their system. Creative freedom and fan loyalty. Look at the way Micah makes content. Creator versus pro matches, course vlogs, challenge videos. It feels like golf with your buddies, but filmed in HD with buttery smooth transitions. There's no corporate polish, no rigid script, and that's the whole point. He's relatable. He shows the bad shots alongside the good ones, the emotions alongside the highlights. That authenticity builds loyalty. When fans feel like they know him, they'll click on his videos even if they don't care who wins, because they're invested in him. Compare that with PGA coverage, where unless you're a superstar or in serious contention, you might only get a few fleeting moments on screen. That's because the PGA is selling the tournament. On the other hand, Micah is selling himself, and fans are buying. Brand validation, Titleist sponsorship. Then came the moment that turned heads across the golf world. Micah signed with Titleist. For decades, Titleist has been one of golf's most respected brands. They've sponsored the best of the best, from major winners to world number ones and Ryder Cup heroes. So what does it say when they put their name behind a YouTube golfer with no PGA Tour card? It says the landscape is changing. Titleist doesn't care just about who wins on Sundays. They care about whose fans are actually watching. And when hundreds of thousands of young fans are tuning into Micah's channel every week, he becomes as valuable, if not more so, than a mid-tier PGA Tour pro. For the PGA, that's a warning sign. If sponsors can get more visibility through creators, the tour's monopoly on influence starts to crack. PGA's response: Creator Classic and beyond. To be fair, the PGA Tour isn't blind to this shift either. In 2023, they launched the Creator Classic, a tournament featuring YouTube stars, including Micah. This event was part of a deliberate push to engage younger audiences. It was the tour's way of saying, "We see you and we need you." By inviting influencers inside the ropes, the PGA tried to capitalize on their reach, hoping that these creators' fans would follow them into tour coverage. The Creator Classic wasn't the only move. The tour has also offered sponsors exemptions and pro-am invites to golf creators, letting them tee it up alongside tour professionals to cross-pollinate audiences. They've expanded their social media output and encouraged collaborations with influencers during tournament weeks. All of this reveals something bigger. The PGA knows it can't ignore creators anymore. They've become part of the ecosystem, whether the tour likes it or not. Reality check: performance versus personality. Now, let's be clear, Micah isn't dominating pro events. His short game has been criticized, and he's not shooting the kind of numbers that make headlines on the tour. But that's what makes his rise so fascinating. In the old model, performance was everything. If you weren't winning tournaments, you didn't matter. Golf YouTubers like Micah have flipped that script. His personality, his content, and his relatability matter more than his scorecard. The future of the game. So what does all this mean for the future of golf? It means the sport is changing. For decades, the PGA Tour was the gatekeeper. If you wanted to be a star in golf, Morris shows that's no longer true. You can build your own platform, connect with fans directly, and create a career outside their system. He may never win a major or even a PGA Tour event, but in another sense, he's already winning because he's bringing in the next generation of golf fans. Fans who may not care as much about a tour leaderboard, but care deeply about the game, especially when it's shown through someone like him. That's the new model. That's the threat. And that's why the PGA has no choice but to pay attention.